Today, Wednesday, the 16th of October 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our top 10 and top 15 game prediction picks based on top hand pick over 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, as well as corner kick events, which we share to members only to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure that you subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to members only videos and top match prediction picks to take your winning to the next height. The link is below this video. You can easily click on it, navigate and join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro to start having access to all of these features. We are preparing for a very long list of game prediction with huge odds based on our top 10 and top 15 games for this coming weekend, which of course you can benefit from it by looking at high odd match prediction picks event, which we are going to share only to members. You want to join and start to have access to all of these criteria so that you can also be taking chance or advantage of these predictions to take your winning to the next level. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match of our today's pick. Looking at the first event, we want to look at the Europe Champions League women, a match between Barcelona women against Hamm. Looking at this, first, the performance of the home team, Barcelona women have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, especially in the La Liga female women based on recent event they have had. You can see scoring between 10, 8 goals and even 7 goals per event. Hammarby, on the other hand, based on the Alvescan women, also proved to be very, very offensive, especially in the recent event they have had. And this tournament, of course, is just starting. It is the second round. And looking at the placement of these two, you're going to see Hammarby in the first and Barcelona in the third. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, both of the two sides are very, very offensive in their major leagues. And looking at the fact that they are coming to meet, this is the second round of this tournament. Both of the two sides want to impress. Therefore, high impression rate will cause more goals. We want to look at at least 1.5 goal in full time with the possibility of 2 goals over for this particular match in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Germany in the Oberliga Schwerhausten, a match between Odense against Hida SV. Looking at the performance of the home team, you're going to see that they are good, scoring between 1, 2, and 3 goals per each event. Hida, on the other hand, is also good and offensive, scoring 2 to 3, 5, and even 6 goals per each event, especially in the Oberliga itself. Also, looking at the home, they are also good. And looking at the comparison of these two, this is just the first round of this tournament, but based on recent event in terms of form of these two, you're going to see that based on placement, Hida, which is the away team, actually have had 5 events recently, scoring 19 goals with 4 wins. Very good at offense, and the defense is average. Looking to that of its opponent, on the other hand, they are average in offense, and the defense is not very strong. And every comparison being made, we want to look at two major picks. Looking at this particular event, of course, goals probability is our major option. 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over, since both of the two sides are good in terms of scoring and the defense is not very strong. The high probability rate of the fact that the offensive power of both sides are good, we want to look at least 1.5 goal for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Belgium in the Super League women, a match between Standard Liege women against Anderlecht women. Standard Liege, which is the home team, proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. These recent 2 games, 4 and 3 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, which is Anderlecht, is also very offensive based on recent events they have had. Looking at this tournament, which is the third round, of course, comparing these two in terms of form, you're going to see that Standard Liege and Anderlecht, especially Anderlecht, is very, very offensive and very defensive. For 5 events being played recently, they have had all 5 wins, scoring 19 goals and conceding 1. But the opponent, Standard Liege, on the other hand, have had 5 events, scoring 10 goals, conceding 6. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at major picks, 2 major picks here. First, the away team, which is very offensive, is going to take advantage of the fact that the home team defense is not very strong. And looking at the fact that the home team also want to impress since it is at home, want to look at both of the two sides to try their every possible best. since this is the third round of this tournament, both of the two sides want to impress. So we are looking at 1.5 goal for this event in full time, or over 2 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Europe in the Champions League women. We want to look at Juventus women against Bayern Munich women. These two sides, you can see for Juventus, looking at here, based on recent events, they have had very offensive based on recent play. The opponent, on the other hand, is also very good in terms of recent event they have had, scoring 5 goals per each event and even 4. Comparing these two in terms of the stands based on recent game played, this is just the second round of this tournament, and Bayern Munich proved to be very offensive for just one event played comparing to that of Juventus. Looking at this, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, Bayern Munich, which is the away team, is more offensive, and Juventus is coming home. The offense is also good, and these two are coming to play. And since this tournament has just started, both of the two sides want to impress. So want to look at goals probability. 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals, bracket over. The next is going to be still the Champions League women, but this time St. Polten against Man City women. The performance of St. Polten recently have proved that they are good, especially recent event they have had. And of course, that of Man City, on the other hand, is even more offensive. Looking at the comparison of these two, we want to look at the stand. It is just the second round, and of course, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. But first, looking at the placement, Man City is the favorite, and we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, Man City women, which is the away team, have proved to be very offensive, especially in the leagues that they have been found. Comparing to St. Polten in its own league, Man City have proved to be better. We want to look at Man City to lead. We also want to look at least Man City to score 1 goal or more, or just the possibility of 1.5 goal for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Champions League women still, this time Arsenal women against Valkyrie. The performance of Arsenal women, you can see they are not that very good, but of course they are in the Super League itself of the Premier League of women, England Women Premier League. Comparing to that, the opponent, which is in the Elite Siren, you're going to see the performance here is also good based on the Major League. Two teams of good strength from their Major League are coming to meet, and looking at the fact that this is the second round of this tournament, of course, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this pick, both of these two teams are good in their major leagues. They are coming to meet this time, and since it is the second round of this tournament, both sides want to impress. Therefore, since the impression rate of both sides will be high, goals probability is what we want to look at. First, the home team to either lead in full time. Secondly, 1.5 goal in full time, and thirdly, 2 goals over in the bracket in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Czech Republic in the third league, a match between PSEC against Petron. For this event, of course, the home team and the away team have proved to be better in terms of goal scoring, and these two are coming to meet. And looking at the stand to compare both sides, you're going to see that based on form of these two, comparing the recent event both sides have had, you're going to see the stand here. Both of the sides, especially Petron, is good at offense, they score good, and the defense is not strong. The opponent also, the defense is not strong, and two teams of almost equal strength are coming to meet and want to look at two major picks here. For this tournament, both of the two sides want to impress, and since these two teams are almost of equal strength, they want to try their every probability to see how at least one of them want to lead. As a result, we want to look at least 1.5 going full time, since both side offense is good and the defense is not that good. That is average defense. So 1.5 goal is our major pick here. The next here, we want to look at CONCACAF in the National League, a match between Bermuda against Dominica. For this event, of course, Bermuda, based on recent events, have proved that they are very good in terms of scoring. You can see scoring 2 goals, 1 and 6 goals per event. The opponent, on the other hand, based on the same event, which is in the CNL, have proved that they are very conceding. And looking at the stands comparison of these two, it is the 4th round of this tournament. Bermuda sits on a better position. The goal score rate of Bermuda is better, scoring 9 goals for 3 events. But that of Dominica, they have scored just 3 goals for 3 events, conceding up to 9 goals. Their defense is very weak. And looking at everything here, I want to look at two major picks. For this event, Bermuda is the favorite. The average goal score rate for Bermuda is very high, and the defense of its opponent is very weak. Therefore, Bermuda want to take advantage of the weak defense of its opponent. Want to look at Bermuda to lead. Also, the possibility of at least Bermuda to score over 1 goal for this event in full time is our major pick. Looking at the next, we are looking in the CONCACAF, still in the National League, but this time Belize against Tux, and Caicos Island. Looking at Belize, the recent performance here have proved that they are good. Looking at that of its opponent, on the other hand, the conceding power is very strong. And of course, looking at the comparison in terms of form of these two, you are going to see that Belize, which is the home team, proved to be better. They have had 3 events scoring up to 6 goals, but that of Tukes have conceded up to 7 goals, to tell us that Tukes is very, very conceding and Belize is offensive. We want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, Belize have proved to be better and the offense is high. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, is very weak at defense. We want to look, therefore, at Belize to lead as one of the options. Secondly, 1.5 goal in full time. Thirdly, Belize to score 1 or 2 goals in full time. We're just looking at 1.5 goal as the major probability, or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we are looking at World Championship qualification, a match between Argentina against Bolivia. Here, we're going to see that Argentina, based on recent events they have had in the World Qualification Championship, you're going to see that they have proved to be good in terms of recent gameplay. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, proved that they are also trying to score at least between 1, 2, and even 4 goals per each event. Looking at the stand comparison between these two, it is the 10th round of this tournament. Comparing these two in terms of stands, you're going to see that Argentina proved to be the best here. 9 events played, having 6 wins, scoring 13 goals and 5 conceded. But the opponent, on the other hand, proved that they are very conceding based on recent events they have just had. 9 events, 11 goals, and up to 15 goals conceded. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, Argentina, which is the home team, is more offensive and more defensive. But that of its opponent, the defense of its opponent is very weak. Therefore, want to look at Argentina to take advantage of the weak defense of its opponent. One, want to look at the possibility of Argentina to lead. Secondly, 1.5 goal in full time. Or thirdly, Argentina to score over 1 goal in the bracket in full time. In other words, if it does not exceed 1, we have a refund. But if it exceeds 1, we have the lead. Looking at the next, we are looking at World Championship qualification, this time Brazil against Peru. Looking at Brazil against Peru based on the recent gameplay they have had, Brazil have proved to be better in terms of recent gameplay. Peru, on the other hand, is not as good as compared to that of Brazil. This is going to be confirmed by the stands in terms of form, recent event being played. You're going to see that Brazil proved to be better. For 9 events played, they have had 11 goals scored, 9 conceded. But the opponent, on the other hand, conceded much. For just 9 events, they have had 10 goals conceded, but they have just scored only 3. Looking at Brazil, they are better for 11 goals scored. We want to look at 2 major picks in full time. First, we want to look at Brazil to either lead this match in full time or the probability of Brazil to score 1 goal over. This is the first major pick. We're just looking at 1.5 goal for this event in full time as the next pick for this event. And to those of you who want to have access to this weekend upcoming match prediction based on our top 10 and top 15, which we share to members only with a very high win rate, just as we have been sharing the slip with you based on the event we predict and share to members only with a high win rate, then of course you want to make sure that you also join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to members only videos with huge odds, which will provide our top 10 and top 15 game prediction based on 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, corner kick match prediction events, and straight wins with other criteria, so that you can take your winning to the next level. Then join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan and start to have access to members only videos, so that you can also find your own lead from this list, which we provide to members only. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to click on it, join as a member, and start to benefit from all of these features. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.